Wizkid and Davido dislike each other. Well, at least one artist has no respect for the other, while the other artist has tried many times to coexist, but has failed. Welcome to the Story Vault, where we make documentaries on superstars and things we're into. The rift between Wiz and Davido, two of Nigeria's biggest stars, has been a subject of fascination and speculations among fans and media alike. Their journey from being friends to rivals has been marked by a series of events that has shaped the landscape of Nigerian music and garnered attention. Wizkid and Davido weren't always on bad terms. Back in 10, Wiz had already blown up and was working on his Superstar album, while Davido was still in the shadows. Before signing with Banky, Wiz was a typical studio rat who frequently visited OJB's studio, where he would watch and study the likes of Two-Face and Sound Sultan record their albums.
In my hood, like when I was 11, when I really started music, like people knew me. I watched a lot of people record Sound Sultan.
The first phone call he put through to me, I thought it was a girl because it was sounding so, I want it. I'm like, are you a girl? Yeah. No, I'm a guy. You look at him like he's young and he's just coming out, I think he has paid his dues.
Coming from a very humble background, Wiz could barely afford studio sessions, so he would stay back and hope that he'd get a 15-minute studio session at the end of the day.
Long time in his life, wasn't fortunate enough to be able to afford to pay for studio time. And so he was a studio rat, but he would just go to any studio where they would let him hang out. And he would hang out all day and just wait and hope and pray for the end of the day for the engineers or the producers to just take pity on him and say, oh yeah, come and record for 15 minutes or come and record for 30 minutes, because obviously he couldn't pay for his sessions.
This is where Wizkid would develop his talent for making a great chorus because he had to be ready when given the chance.
All day long, he would be working on hooks and melodies and just coming up with things in case he was given an opportunity to jump on the mic for a few minutes. He didn't have time to be thinking about what to write in that moment.
Slowly but surely, Wiz became known, and his father encouraged him.
Listen, I'm like O2, you can't do without me. This game will be very boring without me. I rap to attract your attention from a positive dimension. Yeah, it's your body easy.
Soon, he would meet MI and they would work on the song Fast Money, Fast Cars, which will end up on MI's album.
If you don't talk money, if you don't drive cars,
The two would become great friends and MI would invite Wizkid to a party where he would meet Banky W, who was excited to see him and would make him an offer to be signed to Empire Music Entertainment.
Banky invited everybody to come to the house. And for like 30 minutes I was there and Banky didn't even know I was Wizkid until MI mentioned. I was like, yo, Wizkid can give this just better. And I was like, hold up. Yo, Wizkid? Yeah, I've been looking for you for a long time. And at that time, I actually had a couple of record labels that wanted to sign me up. Banky actually gave me a very good deal. So I just went for it.
Wiz would release the single Holla at Your Boy, which was an instant hit. Superstar would drop and become the first debut album in which every song was a hit. A record that would stand the test of time until the album Mr. Money with the Vibe would drop 12 years later. What made Superstar such a classic was that it wasn't just an Afrobeat album. It had elements of R&B, dancehall, and reggae. Remember this for later. In 11, Wiz would go on to win the Headies Award and would make a promise to his fans.
God bless my fans, y'all keep voting, y'all keep supporting the brand Wizkid. I never let you guys down, I promise.
Wizkid's Superstar album made him a sensational artist, and he became a great influence on the youths and teenagers alike. The young men copied his swag, and the ladies wanted to be with him.
You're Wizkid's #1 fan because he's hot, sexy, and he's going to be my husband. Oh my God, Wizkid, like the name itself just makes me want to faint. Oh my gosh, Wizkid is so cool, talented. Oh my gosh, like I'm fainting. Oh my gosh, Wizkid, I love you so much. I love you, your music, everything. Oh my gosh, he's mine.
No, he's mine.
One of the people inspired by Wizkid is Davido. And just like Wiz, Davido did not have a smooth path to success either. Although raised in a wealthy family, Davido's father was a disciplinarian. The family's motto was to go to school, get a degree, and go work for dad.
Because I come from a family that you go to school, after you go to school, you go and work for my dad, the company, big company. That's how it goes.
But Davido wanted a different path for himself. He was sent to a college in Atlanta but would perform poorly So his dad decided to take him to an all-Christian school in Alabama, a decision that would change the course of Davido's life.
My first semester, my dad, I ain't got good grades, so he sent me to a black Christian college in Alabama.
Wow.
And that was the worst decision. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in the first school I was sent to, it was like mixed. There was a lot of Asians, a lot of, Caucasians. It was like 20 black kids in the first school. But the second school he sent me to, I remember my uncle dropping me off. I see like 3 dudes with dreads. I'm like,
this is where I want to be.
So that's where I actually got the inspiration to like really start.
While in Alabama, he would hear music playing from the top floor, and one day he went up and was introduced to the producer.
Yeah.
So the dude on top of me, he was the head of the choir for the church. So I'm always hearing music upstairs in my dorm. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, who is this guy? So one day I just went upstairs and knocked the door. I'm like, oh, what you doing? He was like, oh, he records music. So he showed me how to record. Wow. I was like, yo, how much is all this? He's like, $1,500. Yo, my dad probably sent me like 5 stacks a month. So I was good. So I bought the whole studio and then started working.
Seeing Wizkid's buzz, Davido would return to Nigeria to start his career.
And then back home, the artists are blowing up. So I'm like, man, I have to go back home. I don't have time. Like everybody's blowing. All my friends that I know from when I left, they're getting big, like blowing up. I'm like, man, I gotta go back, bro. I wanna go back. I'm telling you, I have to go back. And then one day I just went back.
At the time, there were rumors that Davido was trying to be like Wizkid. But in reality, Davido was only trying to create a different path for himself.
Like when I first came, everybody was on this, you trying to be like Wizkid, already Wizkid, just different stuff. And I was like, okay, now Wizkid is huge. Everybody knows that, you understand? He has his own swag, he's young, he's fresh. You understand? So I can't go with that same swag and say I want to do my stuff. I have to do something different. So at least we can be, even if he's going like this, I could be going like this up my own way.
Sadly, his dream would be met with a reality check when his father ordered his arrest at the airport.
Yo, Davido told me a story. Dad, you shut down his concerts.
He sent police to get me. Like he see a billboard, like Davido performing. For example, Davido performing, Wizkid performing. He will send police to arrest everybody. The show promoter, if you are there, if you are talking to, are you listening? If we backstage and we chopping it up, you gone.
But arrested for what?
So I gotta go back to school.
Because he didn't want him doing music. Okay. He gotta go to school.
Things would change when Davido's father realizes his boy is beginning to create some smoke musically.
This is when I knew, like, oh, I'm lit. They came and got me, and then I'm in the holding cell place, and the dude that's got the keys, his phone rings. It's my song. I said, that's me. He said, y'all Davido? I said, yes. Let me go. I said, ooh, it's on.
And eventually, he will take a softer approach and negotiate with Davido to graduate college, and he will be left to pursue his dreams.
The pop superstar backs a Bachelor of Arts degree in music. His family and older celebrities, including Don Jazzy, turned out to support him as he achieved this major milestone in his life.
In May, Davido would drop Back When, but his career would take off when he drops Dami Duro. This song was an instant hit with the audience and even the president.
And then I dropped the record after that. It became like the biggest record in Africa. Like the president was messing with it.
Wow.
The president was playing it.
Davido and Wizkid would connect and become friends. And in a studio session, Wiz would admit to being a fan of Davido's music.
Davido's a bad guy. Davido's a bad guy. I'm a big fan as well. I'm a big fan of Davido. He doesn't know that yet, but I like that song.
That's good. You're going to get one. Come on, Johnny, I get more.
You know the time song, nothing. But right now, many things.
In 12, Davido will go on to win the next rated artist at the Headies, where he would dedicate his win to his late mother.
Last year when I came from the Headies, I had to sit on the floor because I don't get seats and everything. But this year, God has blessed me. And you know what I'm saying? I want to dedicate this award to my mother in heaven, R.I.P. I love you, mommy. This is for you. God bless you, everyone.
At this stage of their young career, the comparison will start, mainly among the fans, but the pair would keep it healthy until the first shot was fired in 14. Davido had just concluded his New York tour and was on the same flight with Wiz, who was preparing for his London concert.
It was just a flight to New York. Do you understand? It was even good to see, like,
coming out of the plane and people seeing us together and people being surprised and people just wanting a picture of that unity. You understand? Fu wasn't there, Flavor, every single person. He was going for his show. I was going for my Canadian tour, but I was going to New York. You feel me? So about 3 months prior to that moment, I had a New York show. So the venue, it was over capacity. There were like 2,000 people outside and like 3,000 people outside. And you know New York, they don't play. Any little thing, they're calling police. We linked up, we got out, immigration, everything. We're even linking up, like, oh, like, tonight, let's link up now.
Who fired the first shot?
I'm telling you what happened. What's up, let's link up now. I've been in America all my life. Still, you've been coming, let's all link up, go out, get some friends, do it. Do you understand? Normal P, let's show them, say, Niger boys can do this, can do that. Whereas all this time I've been hearing, oh, he's saying this, but me, I'm a person that, if you don't come and tell me, I don't want your business. Do you understand? So going to the spot, the hotel spot, people just hit me like, make sure you come to my show, proper venue. We do real shows, we do this. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, to be honest, I'm like, real nigga, real stuff, to be honest. If I was not on that plane, I wouldn't have cared. But the fact that we were on that same plane, in the same cabin, and we spoke, that's actually the first time I know, say, okay, this dude either doesn't like me or somebody with him doesn't like me and is feeling something. Do you understand?
Davido will see this as a personal shot and was thrown off by it.
So you were hurt by that?
Yeah, I was annoyed. I was like, no.
When asked in an interview, Wizkid would deny it being a shot to Davido.
You know, that situation was just so funny to me because we're all on the same flight. You know, I got back, I was really tweeting about my show. I was talking about myself. You know, I had a show in New York. Before that, that was like a year ago, 2 years ago, sold out. Sound was bad. The venue we used was crazy. It was fucked up. I planned for airports now. I was going to my hotel, drove through the venue. I saw my name in lights and I saw my venue. I was like, wow, this is me. Came down, took a picture, posted it. I do proper shows, proper venues. People started catching feelings. It was just funny. It was this whole play, man. I don't get time, man.
Davido wouldn't buy it.
That one is clear.
You think it was aimed at you?
No, it's not even thinking. That one is clear.
You know it was aimed at you?
It's clear. Who else in New York?
Okay.
In 15, the two will surprise their fans as they perform together at a nightclub hosted by Remy Martins. One major difference between Davido and Wizkid is the sound of their music. Although mentored by the same veterans like Two-Face, Don Jazzy, The Band, Wandeko, Sound Sultan, Nectar C, and The Prince, Wizkid had one secret weapon, Banky W. You see, Banky was never your typical Afrobeat singer. He had his own sound and created songs like Lagos Party, Strong Thin, and Till My Dying Day. Although a king in Afrobeats, Wizkid always wanted to create his sound, and if you listen to his first hit song Holla at Your Boy, you'd realize that it was a different type of sound, and the music video as well wasn't typical. Wizzy would be invited to Tim Westwood's studio and would deliver an incredible freestyle showing his versatility.
Fresh, I'm G'd up, I'm so fly, that's me. Nice watch, no chain, getting money, that's me. Nice car, I pull up, your chick's there, that's me. Young, wild, and free, and I'm famous, that's me. I'm riding, I'm getting it. My team be putting that business, and the studio putting in work. Got my pocket putting in weight. Your girl know my cray, I'm getting money every day. Pants sagging, I'm blowing, slow swag, I'm leaning, oh my.
When Davido was invited, he struggled with the foreign sound.
And everybody, she want me to marry her. She want me up bed on like carrier. Me, I no carry him. I put barrier.
In 16, Davido was signed with Sony Music, and although his sound is different, which is Afrobeat with a hint of fusion, Sony would attempt mixing his sound. This would turn out to be a hit and miss situation.
You see, when we come and sign record deals overseas, they don't know that we're superstars back home. But I always told them, when I first got signed, they put me up with some producers to do an album. Because, you know, obviously, if you sign the deal, you know, you've gotten paid, you need to deliver an album. This is not joke, this is Sony Music. So when I first came, they put me with some producers, but it didn't work out. We dropped the EP under Sony, my first project, failure. To me, to my standard. Some people might see it as success, but to my standard, that wasn't it.
Davido would realize this and go back to his roots.
I packed my bags because I was in Atlanta for like almost a year, and I went back home to Lagos. I went back to the hood, and I called all my producers. Then went back to recording. When I came back to London, I said, take this, drop this, and you see what happens.
Which one? Are you?
If.
In 17, Wizkid would drop Sounds from the Other Side, with hits like Sweet Love, Come Closer featuring Drake, Daddy-O, and Picture Perfect. Sounds from the Other Side is a very important album in Wizkid's discography, because on this album, Wiz would let the fans know that he's walking away from the Paco Rumor sound, and this time Davido will be the one to take a shot. He would drop a snap saying, "Nakbonkbon sound the rain now, no Jones, all other sound now the list for now." Wiz would take offense to this and would tweet out, "My people, make una remember say Yankee passport no be Baba Blue," in not the Cure frog voice. Again, things would settle down, and in 17, they would both surprise their fans when Wiz brought out Davido to perform at his concert in Echo Hotel. While Davido will bring out Wizkid at his 30BG concert. In 20, Wiz will drop his anticipated album, Made in Lagos, and the song with Thames will become the first African song to chart on the Billboard Hot 100. Essence is a very important song because this is a song that confirmed to Wiz that his sound can change and be a hit. The success of Made in Lagos will be celebrated nationwide, and Davido will also celebrate Wiz, but he was met with stern silence. In an interview, Davido will be asked about this, and he had this to say.
Were you hoping he would respond?
No. Why would I hope he would respond when I know he's not going to respond?
But you have his number, right? Privately?
Yeah.
Have you tried calling him recently?
I've never called him before.
I know you say there are no issues, that you're cool with him.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like you will ever be able to resolve your issues?
I don't know. Ask Mr. Ayo himself, man.
Wizkid will ride the Essence wave, and in 23, he would announce on his Instagram that he will be going on a tour with Davido. The tour will end up not happening, and in an interview with Ebuka, Davido would say that both camps were supposed to have a sit-down which never happened, while maintaining that the problem wasn't from his camp.
Bro, I tried to do an album with Wiz. Should I tell you that?
Oh, wow.
I tried to do a tour with Wiz. Do you understand? Like we've spoken about. Last Afro Nation,
Yeah.
Starboy and 30BG were meant to sit down and have like a general meeting and sort every problem possible. It didn't happen. We meant to do an album, tour, blah, 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 blah. So just like, but like I keep saying, the problem no be for me. Do you understand? The problem is not for me.
In March, Davido would drop the album Timeless and will hit big with Unavailable. This album will go on to set the record for the most streams in a single day by an African artist, with over 50 million streams, and Wiz will urge his fans to stream Davido's album. Working on this documentary, we realized that the Starboy sees himself as the man who started it all and inspired a generation with his sounds, while Davido sees himself as a guy inspired by Wiz who worked hard to catch up, but still could never get that respect from Wiz. Davido has attempted many times to be cool and rise together side by side, but Wiz just doesn't respect Davido's come up enough to share the crown.
Would you like to reach out as we're talking now? Would you like that to happen? If it happens, it happens.
To be honest, I really do not care.
Oh my God! We're trying to be positive.
I'm just being real. I'm just being real. No, I am being positive. I'm being really positive.
Okay.
Although personal contempt between both parties has played a strong role in maintaining their beef, one would argue that their fan bases may have played a bigger role in keeping these artists apart. You see, both superstars are loyal to their fan base, and in an interview, Davido would highlight that the beef between Wiz and himself has lasted this long because of the fans.
There's like a leader, one guy that kind of gets to everybody.
Yeah.
So I called him, I said, come. I said, look, you guys should leave. My album is coming out on Thursday, 12 a.m. don't go and leave all these Wizkid fans and don't fight anybody. I was with Wizkid a couple days ago. Don't fight anybody. I want my album to come out clean and skinny. Bro, tell me what, they start fighting and then my album leaks like 2 days before. Crazy, man.
Whoa.
Crazy. We can't control it. It's crazy. Wow. They don't listen. I'm telling you, they don't hear.
You got to a point where you just have to link up and just be drink and cheers and just be like, let's just leave them.
The fans are amazing as well. You know what I'm saying? They do have their good side.
But then again, the Cold War between both fan bases is one of the reasons why these two are on top of the food chain. And the two will be spotted together at a nightclub laughing, hugging, and singing together. But this would only turn out to be a false reconciliation. In April of 24, a fan would tweet, "Shall release song," and Wiz will reply, "Not by force." Another fan will respond, "Yes, not by force, biggest bird." Wiz would reply with an embarrassing video of Davido begging and would ask his fans to beg him like that, which they did.
On my knees, on my knees. Please drop up on Wizkid on my knees.
Saying this, Davido would reply in a tweet, "Drop your gbedo, I beg." Davido would go on to dare Wizkid that they both drop a single on the same day, claiming Wiz has no hits. Wiz will reply, calling Davido delusional, and OBL will reply, "You're sick, man." Wiz would respond with the embarrassing video once again, and Davido would clown him for having nothing to say and would call Wiz a size 7 shoe size. As it stands, we have no idea if Wizkid and Davido will ever be cool for real, make an album, or go on tour together. But one thing we know for sure is that we are incredibly lucky to have these two living legends amongst us.